I spent a couple months making Angie from Resident Evil Village because she is very, very silly and I like Angie. And I spent another month or two not editing the video because I am lazy. But I'm editing it now, and this is the intro because I didn't record one because I always forget to do that. So I started by drawing up a blueprint, I guess. I went really far off from that though. So I'm making her out of cardboard, and I did a really great technique called fold the cardboard a bunch until you can bend it into shapes. This jaw piece gets really annoying later. Then I used an old wire hanger to make the loop thingies on the back of her head. I'm not entirely sure what these would be called. So the plan was that this one would move the jaw piece. Then I added this little metal pole in here, like a spine. And then I was trying to figure out what to do for her eyes. I thought about using little styrofoam balls, and I hated that, so I tried buttons. I come back to this later. Now I'm making the neck and the top part of her torso, and I'm using this little plastic thingy. I don't remember where I got that from. I think it came with that little metal pole I used because it fits on there. Also, I made the neck longer because I thought it would look better. But look at that, I did a kind of cool transition. But watch this though. Whoa! Less cool. Then I just kind of built up the general shape of the shoulders. Then I decided to test the jaw piece again, and I decided to cut the back of the head off so I could access these metal bits easier, and I made the shoulders bigger because it didn't look right. What happens a lot during this process is I make things either too small or too big, and then I have to go back and fix them. And this is just so I know where the nose is, I guess? I don't remember. Then I started making the arms. This isn't a very interesting process to watch, I just realized. Then I made the torso longer because it was too short before. Wow, it's arms. This is where I started making the hands, and it was very tragic because I have to scrap these later because I made them too big. Oh hey, first injury of the project. Now I'm moving on to leg pieces. I don't have anything to say because it's just cardboard right now. Tiny shoes that I'll fix later. And now paper mache, I'm using old schoolwork from a box of paper that's been in my closet for years, waiting for me to do something with it. It's a lot of paper and I feel bad throwing it away. And I used a hairdryer to make this go faster because I'm lazy. I think I did paper mache wrong because I don't think I had enough water. It was mostly glue. I don't know the right ratio for water and glue. Oh, and there's Bill Cipher on one of my assignments. And a quick break. Do you need something? Hey, stop messing with things. Hey, I have glue on my hands. My cat was messing with my trash can, and then I got cat hair on Angie. I just ripped the cat hair. That's fine. That's part of it now. And now we can go from looking at boring cardboard to boring paper mache. Oh, it's the hand again. I already started it, and I wanted to finish it, even though I could tell it was too big. There's Fago! I forgot I had that. I should buy more Fago. Right, the arms and legs and whatnot. And there's the new worse hands. I don't like them as much. Maybe someday I'll go back and I'll change them. And there's a little guy and some worm on string. Then I used foam to make these bigger. These hands just kinda suck compared to the first ones. Then I had to figure out how to make these little metal hooks that hold her limbs together. I thought about using hanger wire again, but I didn't want to do that, so I tried using curtain rods, which was more difficult. My rusty tools just couldn't do it. My next stupid idea was trying to use the tops of monster cans. This is my X-Acto knife, it's really great. I hurt myself on the can, not on my knife. Dumb plan, didn't work. Next one was this cardboard roll that had saran wrap on it. Don't remember what it's called. I checked, it's plastic wrap. Saran is a brand. Anyway, I got this bag of random items from a thrift store, and I'm gonna use these for Angie's eyes. They're like little Christmas ornaments, I think. So I cut the string off of the outside, and it's in the corner because I'm just so good at filming. I'm using my X-Acto knife and not hurting myself. So skilled. And then I cut them in half. There was probably a reason why I did that. Then I figured out generally where they'd be on the face. And then I switched over to making the necklace? Question mark. I just hot glued foam on and it looks like a mess on the back. And I freehanded the designs on there, and I used hot glue to put the designs on. Then I just did the same thing for the armbands, bracelets. And wow, make the shoes bigger. I cut holes in her face to put the eyes on the inside. And no, I'm using air dry clay to build up shapes on her face. It's kind of hard to see them when it's all white. And then collarbones, wow. Wow, very interesting. What else is there? The jaw. And then I brought the plastic wrap back to do textures on the clay that you can't see. Can't even tell what I'm doing. But those details were important to me, and I did the same thing on the hands. Coffee in the Furby mug. And then back to those fiendish loops. I remembered I have a chain belt that I never wear. So all of that was for nothing! So I took apart the chain belt, and I attached the little piece in there. I don't know how to describe that. But then I paper mache'd over it so that they'd stay in place. Extreme close-up on that. Then the shoes are here for a couple seconds before I go back to the arms and legs being attached. Whoa, the shoes again, that's crazy. I put foam on the bottom of the shoes to build up the shapes. Oh, and the arms and legs are back. But watch this though. Incredible. Then I attached the next parts of the arms and legs, and I put foam in the bottom of the arms so I could attach the hands. Jump scare, that's crazy. Second jump scare. Her eyes are looking in different directions, don't pay attention to that. I added fabric so that you wouldn't see the metal pole. And then I forgot to film the entire part of me starting the painting. I swear that I'm good at filming videos. That was actually a lie, what I just said. I keep mixed paint colors in this old pill container. I kind of just start with a base coat of gray. I need to do a tangent real quick. So Angie is a porcelain doll, right? Because when you sell her to the Duke, he mentions that porcelain dolls have become popular, but I've never seen a porcelain doll that looks like Angie. I know that her design is supposed to be scary, and that's the point. Is there such a thing as porcelain dolls with the kind of jaw like a ventriloquist dummy? Also, the way her limbs are attached with the weird little hooks? I've never seen a porcelain doll that looks like that. I don't think I've seen any doll that looks like that. I'm just curious if there's any dolls that actually look like that, or if maybe Angie's not supposed to be a porcelain doll and I'm just stupid. Anyway, painting, am I right? I don't know if I should have been explaining what I'm doing. I just did a dark wash and then I'm dry brushing white on top of it. Simple things going on here. Again, I don't know if this is really interesting to watch. I also added a little bit of the pink that I used on her lips. I didn't really need to do that, but I just wanted to. I don't really have anything to say, but I feel like it's weird if I'm just silent for too long. Yeah, that's weird and I don't like it. That was too much nothing. Here's something. I used a pencil to draw on some cracks because this old doll, she's got broken a little bit. I like that you can barely see what I'm doing. That's pretty cool. I didn't record much of the painting process for some of this because it's all the same stuff. Who cares? These hands suck. They're so off model. The first ones were too, but they looked cooler. And the terrible thing that's about to happen, I'm blaming the hands. It's their fault. Well, that sucks. Just... it's almost like it didn't happen at all. No one would be able to tell that there was almost half a bottle of Mod Podge spilled on the carpet. There's Mod Podge all over my leg, so I guess I'm done for today. If I had a nickel for every time I spilled Mod Podge on my carpet, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but I think it says a lot about me that it's happened twice. But, you know what? It's not my fault, because that was filmed on April 1st, and clearly I was the April Fool, and there was nothing I could have done about that. It was the hands playing a funny prank on me, and that's clearly what happened. So I started painting the necklace, neck piece, the whatever this is, jewelry. Is pretty much the same process, but I dry brushed copper and gold paint on this time, and you can't really see the copper at all in this part of the video. You can kind of see it there. Oh, there it is. Just needed more of it. Then I added the gold, which is also kind of hard to see right now. There it is, you can kind of tell. Then I painted the armbands, and I forgot to record that part, so that's okay. And then the shoes, which are also not very good. I also used the copper color on the shoes. Then I painted the flowers on, and I didn't record that. Speaking of flowers, I started working on her veil, and I went through my collection of fake flowers to find which ones would work. I decided to use all of these, just gonna kind of combine them together. And I had to paint them because her flowers are kind of gray, pinkish gray. Sounds right to me. And then I hit the tripod while showing them off. Moving on to the hair. It's from a blonde wig that I don't use, and some wefts from a cosplay that I never finished. I do that a lot, I just realized. And I have the rest of the blonde wig, so I'll have enough hair. But Angie's hair looks kind of dirty, I guess, kind of greenish color, so I dyed it a little bit, not well. I mean, it worked well enough. It made my hands green, which didn't show up very well on camera, but they were distinctly green. And there's the hair. It looks pretty good, I think. Good enough for me. And then I put the hair and also the flowers onto Angie. Here's a secret. I didn't put that much hair in the back because it's gonna be covered. With her veil, which I'm gonna make now. I got this scarf from a thrift store, and I bought it because it had lace. I used a lot of different kinds of lace. None of it matches. And guess what? You don't get to see me make the dress. I did it off camera. It's like it just appeared. It's like magic. And now I need to get an expert opinion on whether I did good or not. Hi. Do you like Angie? Oh. He does not. I'm sorry. I'll say that's good because she's supposed to be scary. Also, I cosplayed Donna, not very well. Closet cosplay. Put a lot more effort into Angie. And now you can look at some lovely photos. This is what the carpet looks like, by the way, after I spilled the Mod Podge a few months ago. It looks fine. And this is the other part of my carpet where I've spilled Mod Podge. There's also paint all over it. And there's string there. I need to vacuum this spot. It's really good though. I'm so trustworthy with art supplies.